Hi and welcome to Äventyr in blodet. My name is Djingis and I'm a Swedish outdoorsman and hunter. This is a little bit of a first for me. This is the first movie I'm going to make in English. I've done I think this is my 41st hiking or hunting movie. I am doing it right now, but the first one I do in English. Me and my two dogs usually go around in Norway and Sweden, visiting several national parks, nature preservatories, and hike or hunt or go canoeing or kayaking or stuff like that. Together with me in this journey I will have my old trusted friend Djingis, who's a veteran hunting and hiking dog. He's 11 years old, and I'm also going to have my the apprentice, we can call him, Akilles, who is 2 years old. And last year I had him with me on his first mountain hike, not far from here in a place called Grövelsjön. But this time we're going to hike in what is called Dalarna's, or the Dalclarian area's forgotten mountains. It's Vedungsfjällen in Swedish. The Vedungs mountains, basically. So come along, let's go. So this is tradition. Every time we come to the first patch of snow, you have to roll around in it, at least if you're a dog. Okay, so we basically just went over the tree line, and as you can see, the mountains here are very flat, you can say. It's more of a highlands than like jagged rocks. And it's typical for this region of Sweden, but still it's over like the top right next to me here is, I think, 1095 meters over sea level. So and in Sweden this is called fjäll, and fjäll is I don't have a really good English word for it, but it's basically a mountain. So yes, we have walked like half the way we're going to do today, and it's taken like an hour and a half. I've seen like no footsteps of anyone also, and this mountain is famous for being very lonely, like no one goes here for some reason, and right now I just feel it's lovely. It's really nice. Yes, let's keep walking. Okay, so it literally just started raining, and there you have the huts that I'm planning to stay in. So I'm hurrying that way. So here we have a little bit of a barbecue hut, and I go out like this. There we have a small cabin which I'm going to sleep in today. Perfectly timed for when the rain came. And also a small lavatory. So going into the cabin. Here we have a small room, some firewood, and second door, 2 angry guard dogs. I just happen to be, and we have a small room together with a stove. Perfect. Looking forward to spending the night here. Okay, I'm sitting here. I've been sitting here for an hour. I've prepared a little bit of firewood and checked out the maps and checked if I had reception, which I have very little, but just so I could send like a short message or so. As soon as it stops to rain, I will go out and fill up water in my bottles and stuff so I could prepare dinner for tonight. these huts like this in Sweden, we have this thing called right to access, I think it's called, which gives us the right to roam, is it called, and it gives us the right to wander about basically almost anywhere. You're not allowed to go like into people's yards and stuff like that, but public land or even private owned land, no problem, as long as you don't disturb anything like fields or cattle or livestock in any way. You're allowed to roam free, basically. And in accordance with this, they put up huts, cabins and huts and wind sheds all over Sweden. So like this one is a pretty nice one, and it's free just to use. But it's when you come, if it's occupied, then it's occupied. Otherwise, you have a possibility of using it. And I'm going to use this one tonight. That's going to be really nice, sleeping inside, having a small fire in the fireplace, and it's going to be really nice. But I think that we're in Scandinavia is blessed with this. Norway has a similar thing as well, but they have a lot more manned cabins that you pay a little bit for, but they are like you can go in and in the evening have like a 3-course dinner instead. So fully acceptable, I say. It's really nice. It's a great place to hike, basically. Good morning. I've been sleeping well this night, but at 4 o'clock in the morning Akilles kind of woke up and wanted to start to play. So first he was bugging me, and then he was bugging Djingis. I took them out for a so that they could pee, but when we got in, he still was the same. So I had to put him on a leash a little bit so he would stop bothering Djingis, so we could get like an hour and a half more of sleep. But otherwise, it's been terrific. Yes, it's perfect in here. It's like when I had the stove on, it was so hot I could sit in a t-shirt. The thing is, when you borrow one of these huts, you should always clean it out afterwards, so it looks even better when you came here, basically. That's my philosophy of it. And also you have to carry all your trash with you when you leave as well. But I gladly do that to have the opportunity to come into one of these lovely cabins. So I will eat up, pack up, clean up, and then start walking again. So it's officially better than when I got here. Yes, now I can leave. Okay, so I've been hiking for like 40 minutes. I can see the cabins down in the valley behind me, and I've gone up and I changed trail. So instead of heading north against Vedungsfjällen, I'm going to turn east and for a little bit of a while, and then go on other trail south. So yeah, it's been all upwards. But I had a plan of going up a hill behind the camera, but it's just like that mountain, covered in clouds. So so I won't bother. Okay, from here you can see Lofsdalen. It's a skiing resort on the other side of this valley, and way in the middle there you can see a higher mountain that's called Vedungsfjällen. 1.5 years ago I went there and did a hiking movie. It's filmed in Swedish, but it's a really nice mountain to hike in. And this is Härjedalen now. We have left the county of Dalarna, so the terrain is a little bit different, more rocks to hike in. Okay, so we walked a little bit and are going down into this beautiful valley. We're walking on a trail called Rombo Trail. So it's time for a little break. It's just past 11, 20 past 11, and hiking this trail in this terrain is a little bit special because you kind of have to be like Sherlock Holmes to find it. It's like one stick, and when you have passed that stick, maybe if you're lucky you see like a small dot on a tree of color, and then you pass that and maybe you get to see. So it takes a bit of some time to do this trail. This is obviously not the most hiked trail, but it's beautiful here. Too bad with the weather though, so I'm mostly filming with one of my smaller cameras. Bridge is out, but I crossed anyhow. Okay, so we have crossed this valley and finally hit the trail again. I went off it a little bit. It's very beautiful here, and it continues around the corner of that hill. So we basically walked the first half of the Rombo trail. It's partial, very hard to find on it because it's basically just sticks with sometimes you don't see the next stick basically with a small marker on it, but as long as you hike up on the mountains there's usually no problem, but as soon as you go down and there's a few trees or so it's a little bit iffier, but it looks really nice here. We've been having a little bit bad weather, so I've been using my small camera only, which is bad because I rather use this one. But it's pretty nice here. I'm down in this little windshed and with a small creek running past it, and I will continue a little bit further today. So I'm having lunch here, a late lunch. One more river crossing. It's already done. Got a little bit wet, but still. I've been following the trail and it kept on disappearing for me. It's very, very bad marked, and it seems that the trail didn't go as it have done on my map earlier, so I simply lost it. But I found a border for a nature preservatory, and it seems to be going basically where I want to go. I will then go a little bit further today, but instead of like moving around the mountain not really knowing where I'm going, I will follow this crystal clear line. Look at the lines. It's nice. Let's follow that instead. Hi! Okay, so I've reached a forest and I felt that it was time for me to put up camp. And I've already been walking a lot further than I thought today. When I came down here I saw a lot of moose tracks. Here we have Akilles, and Djingis is as usual tired. It's raining. I put up my tent here. So we made up camp here at about 6 o'clock. I did dinner, and then all three of us went into the tent. They found their places pretty fast, and I could be able to read for a while. And now we're going off to bed. Good night. Good morning. We have slept well. It's been a really nice night. It's kind of windy, but not down here. So we all the time hear like heavy winds through the treetops. So it's been super cozy. I went to sleep by 10:30 and woke up 6:30, I think, and basically been sleeping all night long. It's been so good. And look at these guys. It's hard to get them up. So I found something really cool here. I found a spring. Not very common to find, at least not for me. And they say that they should be perfectly clear water, since the water is running through the ground. so let's try it out. Tastes good. In older times they said that these springs had magical powers. Hopefully, let's see. He's so annoying sometimes. It's like every time I'm going to shoot a clip, he just stands beside and barks. Okay, so I usually eat oatmeal for breakfast. I think that's like the perfect meal for hiking, because it weighs like zero and costs like zero. It's just in Swedish crowns a few crowns, I think, or like 20-30 cents if you're looking at euros. And it's full of nutrients, and together with Swedish knäckebröd, I usually also take to it. Good. And all you need is hot water. In the beginning I cooked it in a pot, but today I'm just cooking up water, the same as I do for the fries, the dry freezed food. Yes, okay. And I mix it in a bowl, simply. Works fine. Cheers. This is one of the things with the Swedish right to roam, is that you should always leave a place as you found it. So no waste, nothing. The only thing you can see right now is that the ground is dry underneath where I had the tent, otherwise nothing. That's how it should look. Okay, so all over Sweden you can find these small cabins, like out in the middle of nowhere. We also have one there. Okay, so I've been following a trail for a while. I started walking along the border of the nature preservatory I spoke of earlier, and when I reached a trail, I started walking. It's not really a marked trail, it's just a trail, and sometimes it kind of a little bit disappears, but it's much easier to follow than the one I was following yesterday. As you can see here, there's kind of trail, while yesterday there was just like markings, like small red dots on rocks, and it was really horrible. Okay, so we're in the cabin of Löghögen. Löghögen means pile of leaves, basically. So we just got here to Lövhögens cabin, which is a part of a small farm that's here. Looks really nice. It's but I haven't seen any people. They're usually closed this time of year, but I've read a little bit in the guest book, and it's been no one in this cabin who's written since the 22nd of April, and today is the 28th of May, so a little bit over a month. I'm just gonna grab a power bar and then keep on hiking. It's a little bit windy today, but I think I will go over the mountain instead of down in the valley, either way. So I started this morning in the forest up on the hill on the other side, there in the middle. And I'm going to pass between, in the middle there, you see it's a smaller peak and a higher peak. In between those I should pass, and then it's mountain straight ahead. Finally, back on the trail. I've been lost for like an hour. I took the wrong turn and went around another mountain. It's so freakishly hard to find it. It's just like a few stones, nothing, maybe a few stones, and you can't see where people have walked. So dogs have been acting around here. I think there's a moose or something close by, because they have been throwing themselves back and forth over the light, and it's typical Djingis when he has something in his nose. Hunting dogs as they are. So that's guys. I'm back at the car. It's 6 o'clock in the evening, so I'm going to start driving home. I don't know if I will go all the way. It's almost 7-hour drive. It's been amazing. It's like, if you're a enthusiast in going to extreme wilderness, I would say that this is it. It's like, I haven't met a single person. I've seen like 1 or 2 footprints on this entire journey. If you're more like a hiker that likes well-prepared trails, maybe not this one. You can go from Vedungsfjällen to Lofsdalen, but the other trails I've done, it's very, very hard to find. But I made it. So I haven't been able to talk to the camera for a bit, because it's been so extremely windy. It's blowing like hell up there. And since I left the cabin, I first went out and got off the trail, and so I kind of re-found the trail later on the mountain, but when I went down into the next valley, I lost it again. And then I misinterpreted. I was supposed to go in between 2 hills, but instead I went in one of the hills and another hill. So I basically threw away like an hour of hiking, but it was pretty nice, because I came out on the other side and saw some mountains in the way off, like Dalarna and Härjedalen instead. So it was pretty nice, even though it's a lovely area, and I think it's a little bit a shame that not people don't use it enough, basically. So that's that. Don't forget to subscribe, and on the Facebook, where I share all this, it's called Vedungsfjällen, and that's with a Swedish ä in front. It's like a with 2 dots above. And on Instagram it's at Aventyrbloddet, so Äventyrinblodet, yes. So and it's I've had a website. I'm going to take it down, and when I decided to do that, I also decided to try to make movies in English. So if you're one of my earlier Swedish viewers, please leave a comment. What do you think about this format of doing it in English instead? And if you're a newcomer, also write a comment or give me a thumbs up or something. See you on the next adventure.